Millville Foodies, and if you're not a part of this community, I need you to stop what you're doing. Go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, honey, because you do not want to miss what is coming out of Millville. Honey, yes, your eyes do not deceive you, baby. We are getting ready to prepare some ribs, but not just any ribs. We're going to be preparing oven baked ribs because, honey, everybody don't know how to grill. Everybody don't have a smoker. So we're going to do a simple and easy recipe, honey, that is delicious, and it's going to make this pork real happy, okay? And so I have two slabs of ribs. I have the slab of spare ribs, and I have a slab of baby back ribs. So we're going to get those prepared, and this is our ingredients for our rub we're going to make up. And that's the thing I like about rubs, honey. You can put in it whatever you want to put in it. And so we have our brown sugar. We have our all-purpose Cajun seasoning. We have our cayenne pepper. We have Obey seasoning. We have our thyme leaves, we have onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and chili powder. Yes, this is going to have a little spice to it. But yeah, we're going to cool it down with that Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue at the end when we start basting them ribs when they get good and tender. And we also have our apple cider vinegar because you need that acidity to help tenderize these ribs. Our spicy brown mustard that we're going to rub all over these ribs so that our rub can stay on, our dry rub. And we have liquid smoke because we don't have a smoker, honey. We're going to add our own smoke. So stay tuned. You do not want to miss this video. We'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so we are back. And before we do anything with our ribs, what we want to do is get our rub together. And the thing about a rub is you can make this however. There is no set way to make a rub for your ribs. It's according to your taste and what you like. And so, but this is my own personal for today because my rubs change every time I do a rub. I never have the same rubs. It all depends on what I got in my cabinet. So first we're going to start out with 1 good packed cup of brown sugar. And then we have chili powder. And I have my tablespoon here. 2 tablespoons of chili powder. This is a tablespoon of paprika. I'm going to just pour the rest in there. So this is like a 1.5 tablespoons. Gonna do 2 tablespoons of Obey. Gonna do 2 tablespoons of our Cajun style all-purpose seasonings. 2 tablespoons of our onion powder. 2 tablespoons of our garlic powder. We want 1/2 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. And last but not least, we have our thyme leaves. We did 1.5 tablespoons of thyme. And guys, we're just gonna mix this rub all together. Smells really good. Oh, and we need, I almost forgot, we're gonna do a tablespoon of salt. and a tablespoon of fresh ground pepper. Now, mix this in, guys, and we are ready to prep our ribs. This is the mixture up close. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we are back, and real quick, I'm going to show you how I prep my ribs. The first thing you want to do with the ribs, you turn the ribs over on its back side, and there is a thin layer across the bones of the ribs, and I think it's called a membrane. And what you want to do, you want to remove that skin. And it's usually very easy to remove. And the reason why you want to remove it, because if you don't, your ribs will be tough. So you have to remove this, and to be able to have your seasonings to penetrate through. And once you remove that, this is what the back of your ribs should look like. We're going to do the same for our spare rib. This is what the spare ribs look like after you remove that hard membrane. So here I have about 2/3 cups of vinegar that I'm going to place on my ribs. Get that rubbed in. After 30 minutes, we'll be right back to show you our next step. All right, guys, so we are back, and what we want to do is prep our ribs for the oven. I took them out of the vinegar marinade, and now we're gonna add our spicy brown mustard all over our ribs. We're gonna do it to the front and the back. Then, gonna add our rub. And guys, be generous. Be generous with your rub. And now what you want to do, I take my liquid smoke, because this is going to help steam inside this aluminum foil like it's getting a good smoke. And you can add as much or as little as you like. Now it's time to wrap up our ribs. Now, guys, I'm going to do the same thing with these ribs. I'm going to start with our mustard. All right, guys, so we have our ribs wrapped up and ready to go in the oven. We put our oven on 275, and we're going to let our ribs cook for 3 hours. That is the key to tender ribs in the oven. Low and slow, okay? Now, this one is bigger. The spare ribs is much bigger than the baby back ribs. So they might need to cook maybe 30 minutes or an hour more than our baby back ribs. However long I cook these, I will let you know. We're gonna stick these in the oven. We'll be right back. Don't you touch that dial. All right, you guys, so we are back. And you might hear a baby in the background. I am babysitting just in case. So our ribs have been in the oven for 3 hours on 275. This is the spare ribs. This is the baby back ribs. And I want to show you how tender the ribs come out to where the bone is just coming out on both ribs. The bones, you just pull the bones out. Y'all see that? I hope y'all can see that. Let me do another one. The bones is just coming out of the ribs. Oh my God. So far. So now what we want to do, as you see, it was wrapped in aluminum foil. I cut it up, and you see we have our rub still on the ribs. What you want to do is take your barbecue sauce along with that rub, because we're going to put this back in the oven. Because now we want to crisp up our ribs. So we're just adding a layer of sauce. And I'm going to turn the oven up to 350 because they're already done. But you know how you want your ribs to look. You're just spreading the love, spreading all that goodness. All right, guys, we're going to put these back in the oven, and I'm going to keep basting these probably every 10, 15 minutes, and we'll be back with the finished product. All right, you guys, so we are back, and our ribs are complete. Yes, honey, they are ready to be dug in. I want to show y'all this again. I don't know if y'all seen this earlier, but honey, these bones are literally, whoo, it's hot. They are coming out with ease. This is what you want in your rib, because I like to have like a crispiness to my bite when I eat my ribs. I don't like my ribs completely soaked in barbecue sauce. I like to taste the meat on my ribs. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment, share, like. Thank you all for subscribing. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do. We appreciate everybody who is in. Welcome to Neilville community. We love you guys. Have an awesome weekend. And if I don't do another video before Christmas, I want you to have a very Merry Christmas. Be blessed.